And we're starting.
Every day. What's up, guys? Mike Frank with Frank Oliver Collective here with Christian Olson and Dre repping her team shirt.
What's up, gang?
YOLO, fam. Well, we were just talking about dehumidifiers. Super riveting content.
Installing them. And
Installing dehumidifiers. I have two. I think every basement should have a dehumidifier, to be honest with you. What happened?
the music's still going.
I like it. It's my background jam. You know,
Have we listened to the whole thing before?
I don't think we've ever listened to it, but it's played the whole way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, so I think every basement should have a dehumidifier. I have two, that one, and one more.
Why do you believe that?
Because there's moisture in a basement, and I don't like fucking mold.
There was one time, so Joseph Byrne, we always talk about him in our meetings on Monday. His property in Baltimore City that we put an offering on.
Excuse me.
Tim did this like X-ray moisture reading thing, and you could just see a shit ton of water in every single wall in the basement. If that picture, like, it just looked like it was flooding. Like there was so much water, and I had never seen anything like it. Like it was just like pouring into the house, and then that was like the biggest.
It's like color.
Yeah, it's like thermal,
purple,
almost.
thermal. Yeah. It's like purple, orange,
Red, yellow, blue. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much every basement ever.
Really?
I mean,
I've never seen him do it.
What if
that was the first time?
What if it's a kind of basement where only half of the basement is like really underground?
well, imagine for just a half a second, if you were to put yourself into a 6-foot hole in the ground, and you were to touch the dirt on the sides, would it be warm or cold?
Cold.
Would it be wet or dry?
What?
Right. So like the half that's underground would be wet.
Unless you're like in Arizona.
The reason that they don't do it in Arizona is because the ground is moving too much. But like if you had a basement in Arizona.
Yeah, they usually don't have basements in Arizona.
Right, because the ground is moving too much.
There was a whole bunch of nothing right there that just happened.
Moving. Like move.
Yeah. Like the ground is shifting at a rate faster than the ground in Baltimore is shifting because of the tectonic plates and how close they are to all of the geological bullshit with the mountains and the, I don't know.
Interesting. So why do they have basements in California?
Probably has something to do with the ground. I have no idea.
Okay.
All I know is
Do they
why
have
don't
basements
do
in California?
I don't know. I assume.
I don't know.
How are we just talking about shit that we don't even know right now?
I happen to know that there's very, very few basements in Arizona and very, very few basements in Vegas, which are two areas that are very, very dry, surrounded by mountains and tectonic shifting bullshit.
Then I would assume.
I think it's because the ground is hard, and it's like it's harder ground.
Yeah, but like my fucking excavator is gonna go rump. Like I don't care if it's hard or soft. I don't know.
Exactly. I feel like you would have
Christian's over here like
we're just going on the weirdest like tangent, and like we're like we know these things, but then we don't, and then we're like, well, California has basements. Do they actually? I have no idea.
Welcome to our fucking average daily meeting. Anyway, Christian's like, whoa, we're on a tangent. We're always on a tangent.
It's called adding spice to the conversation.
Oh,
I don't know if it was spice.
Some flavor.
I'm on point with this thing today. Speaking of which, all right, so I had my first Celsius. It was sips. It was like barely any. Have you had any Celsius before?
I have not. I've wanted to try it, but I have not.
It's to me, it's like adult Capri Sun.
Okay.
And not a good version. It's like the off-brand version.
Why?
You know when your mom buys like the Aldi version?
The healthy
version? Like the healthy option or like the no sugar added. I'm like, I want a straight up high C. Like, don't give me this. That's how this tastes.
What would you say is the like just Capri Sun, or like I don't understand. What would be the on brand of Celsius?
All right. Have you ever had Oreo?
Yeah.
Have you ever had like any of the other like chocolatey cookies with cream on the inside?
They're two totally different things. Capri Sun versus
brand
this
would be Capri Sun.
Oh,
I thought we were clear about that.
I'm not fighting over here.
They're not even in the same like market.
Yeah, it's the adult version.
What do you mean it's not the same? Oh, you're saying a Capri Sun and that?
Yeah. Because this is an energy drink.
No, he's saying like that's the Capri Sun of an adult.
No, I know that.
Right,
That's,
which
but that's
makes
the
it like
but
an
that's the
off-brand.
off-brand.
Right, because
The off-brand Capri Sun.
because I want a Capri Sun.
So if there's one that's
He's-
on brand,
It's Capri
that's
Sun.
in energy drink form.
saying like a
Nah,
red-
that
Capri
doesn't
Sun.
exist.
He's
Okay.
saying, yeah.
That's-
He's saying
that's
like if
not
his
true.
pre-workout was like a fucking drink.
Do you remember when they started making like kids drinks into like probiotic, like energy, like this is good for kids?
I remember
to drink?
popsicles that were like that. I would go to the doctor, pick them bitches up all the time. That's the only reason I like the doctor.
Southern
No, you went to the
Maryland
doctor? Sorry, no, just kidding.
I don't even under.
I'm just kidding. I'm just
Dre
kidding.
just got over her boot that she walked in for 4 months because she wouldn't take care of it at the onset. Are you wearing it right now?
No.
Oh, okay. Anyway, all right. So we went on a really big tangent about dehumidifiers and Celsius, and it's been a day.
We're supposed to be talking about the market right now.
Supposed to be talking about the market. Isn't that what this is all about?
On brand, off brand, you know?
On brand, off brand. Yeah. Which one do you want? I want the off brand now. I prefer the on brand for the real shit and the off brand for my own shit. Anyway.
Would you want to talk about, Christian? Talk about the market?
No,
Market
but I mean,
stats.
just
It's just
not
boring.
Celsius. It is kind of.
I'm so sorry, but like, let's say it was 10 years ago. I don't know when it was. There were real estate agents were starting to post like local market stats. And I thought to myself, why? And they're like, oh, you have to. People in your town, you have to stay in front of them and you have to be present. And I'm like, yeah, but now we're talking to people in like fucking Korea.
I also feel the same way about the thing we watched this morning. It's literally like I looked at it and I was like, this is kind of like some David Goggins shit. Like it was like all the time. You need to have this like thing penciled in. You need to do this. You need to read your goals before you go to bed. Like
This is some hypocritical shit right now.
no, I'm not saying it's wrong.
Dre's like literally, if you could see Andrea, she's like,
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying that's what it
My mic is
reminded me of.
I'm not talking.
Bombastic side eye.
That's what it reminded me of. And like even Tom Ferry, like when we were there, it was like fill your schedule up with so much shit. Keep doing this, rather than like decide for yourself. And also like
I think
you have to have a nice balance. And I think
the
that's
key
where a lot of
is
people can.
the key. Go ahead, Dre.
I was talking. How are you going to talk and then be like, "Go ahead, Dre"? And
Well,
not say,
I
Christian,
interrupted.
finish.
No, okay.
What the
okay.
fuck? How do we even get there?
Oh my
down.
god!
Finish your thought.
No, it's over. It's over. We
It's
just go
over.
ahead.
It's wasted.
Might as well. What am I?
Do we-
One? Just
Do we need a second to take a breath?
no.
Are you sure? Your face is saying otherwise.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm fucking
Going
dead.
off of what you were saying, Christian, I think what this morning was, yes, I think it definitely does require a balance, but I think more so the taking the time to take time to make your schedule. So it's like going back to a ritual of like once a month, looking back at your month of saying what worked in my schedule, what didn't, what do I need to take out, what do I need to add, what am I doing that it's not in my schedule that I haven't added. You know, it's like taking that time to look at everything and reevaluate your schedule. And I think
can
it's
get
not,
that.
and it's not necessarily the schedule itself, but it's holding yourself accountable to the things in your schedule.
The thing I loved the most about what she kept saying, it was like a reiteration of reevaluate, take the time, reevaluate, reconsider, take another thought process to what you're already doing. And to me, our Monday morning focus was about that. Our Monday morning focus was about you're already running. So like just slow down just for 7 minutes at the end of the day, do your daily roundup for, on Sunday night, make sure you lay out your week. On Tuesday, make sure that you're evaluating your progress. On the last day of the quarter, make sure you do your quarterly roundup. Like it's not necessarily to do each one of these things, but you should be reevaluating what you're doing well and what you're doing poorly. And to me, even as I heard it, I thought to myself, well, damn, we don't do enough quarterly review. Which is like, okay, maybe that doesn't make sense. Maybe it's not right for us. Maybe it's not right for whatever. The people that run their life at that very, very, very high octane of like, they're awful. And I get that.
Have you ever seen how Rob Dyrdek runs his life?
No.
He has a scale for literally everything.
A scale.
A scale of 1 to 10?
I don't know. It's 1 to 10. But
I was
like,
thinking he was like weighing out things. Anyway, continue.
but like how he feels every morning, or like how he feels at the end of the day, or how he feels about this event, or like
Can I tell
Him
you,
and his
if I
wife,
was
him and his
Rob
kids,
Dyrdek,
and then, like,
I would feel fantastic 24/7. That dude is fucking hilarious.
I mean, he's done like everything, and he's living the best life.
Yeah.
And how old is he? Like 40? Maybe?
Yeah,
he's not over 50, is he?
No,
No, I think he's
no.
like 42 or 43.
Yeah, he's in his late 40s.
That's googly.
I feel, late 40s, I feel like that's a lot. I feel like he's at least like 44.
I honestly feel like he's a little bit older.
Oh, shit.
Is he in 50?
Yeah, he's 48.
Dang.
Yeah, I thought he was close.
Damn, he looks like a fucking straight-on philanthropist right there.
That's
But
crazy.
like he's been on a whole bunch of podcasts. I don't know if it's actually his or not, but I've seen like some clips from this very specific one. He just talks about how he schedules out his life and like it's very routine. Like he writes this like letter or note to his wife every single morning, and then he always
Oh my god.
yeah,
Goals.
and
That's cute.
then he has like this scale on like how he feels about certain things and how his day went, and it's always like this constant reevaluation and like tracking and measuring.
Well, and I
can-
personally think that that's what today's Monday Morning Focus was about.
yeah,
100%.
The other thing is that it's always interesting to me. I try to like live vicariously through my mom, right? And she would always say that she has 3 different sons, and it's like everything, right? It doesn't matter what it is. And I would make the argument that my older brother is the smartest. I think everybody in our family would say that he's the smartest person in our family. There's really not much of a question, but I don't think anybody in our family would be shy to say that he's the biggest like fuck up. Not in a bad way, but like for whatever reason, just putting one foot in front of the other is fucking difficult for him. It's so fucking hard for him to wake up and eat the same thing every day for breakfast. I don't understand it. He lives a life. He's a fucking normal human being. He's got a great job, but like he just can't do step 1 to step 2 to step 3 to step 4. He just can't. So every time that he's with me, he gets frustrated because of the way that I live my life. He's like, everything is a routine or an answer or blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't do half the shit that lady was talking about today. And so I think it speaks to each of us differently. Like if my brother can just wake up in the morning and eat 2 eggs every single day, that would be an improvement for his life.
Yeah.
If I can eat my 2 eggs every day and then I can eat a fucking healthy salad every day for lunch, that would be an improvement to my life, right? Like, because we each are at a different level. And that was what Dre said that was resonating for me, is that it's like a reevaluation of where we are, which ironically, as we talk about like real estate numbers and specifics and blah, 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 it's like, it doesn't apply to anybody, which is why it's fucking stupid. Because who gives a shit if Cecil County saw a 12.1% increase in housing values over the last 12 months?
yeah.
Who cares?
I don't think it makes people buy. It doesn't make people
No,
sell.
of course not. The one thing that it impacts is the buyer that's looking in the market today. And that's why you should have a real estate agent that knows the shit, and I'm fucking out. That was actually really funny. I hit both of them at the same time.
I was like, wait a minute, what? But I feel like people like with these statistics and the way agents or even just clients or people out there in the world treat them, it's almost like day trading or like stock. Like, oh yeah, my property's up a couple 100,000, but you're not going to sell it immediately and go buy another fucking house. That's not how that works. And that's how like I feel like a lot of people treat it.
I'm only communicating.
In sound form.
I'm only communicating in sound form. Anyway, no, I mean, I agree. But I think it's the reevaluation. So the interesting thing that she did mention today on the call was that when is your annual review with your client of their net worth? When is your annual review of your position with your family? When is your annual review of something that just popped into my head that I used to do as a kid and I never like knew about? Was like, if there was ever a fire, where would you meet your family in the event of a fire? I know still to this day that we would meet at the shed or at the well. Like those were the 2 locations. If our house burned down, that's where we were supposed to meet our family. And like, how important is that with a 5-year-old? Really fucking important.
I don't think I had anything like that.
Exactly. And so even just that one little teeny tiny thing could make the difference in a life or death scenario.
Yeah.
But it only reevaluating it.
You know what's crazy? I was thinking about that. And that's very, like a very simple, easy thing to teach. But you ever think about like when you're driving, like everyone lives pretty far away. Like if highways shut down, like you're fucked, like you are where you are. And I always thought, like off topic, like zombie apocalypse type shit. If your family lives an hour away or if you're an hour away from where your people are, like do you have a plan? Like, do you have a plan to either stay put, or are you going where they are, or are they staying put, or are they coming where you are?
This is some real shit that Christian's like, man, I need to fucking put this in writing.
There's so much that I feel like I've been talking about like that in the past couple of weeks. Liv is like, been talking about a go bag. She's like, well, Christian, you only got 300 miles on your car, and then you got to charge up.
Bro, that was fucking, you missed this fucking conversation.
I feel like Liv is the most prepared one out of everyone. She has a go bag. Like, no one...
No,
I don't have that.
No. That's not even true. This girl is like fucking James Bond. She's like Janice Bond. She's got a go bag in her car. She's got a mini go bag in her purse in her office. She's got a go bag under the porch at her house. Like, this girl's got so many go bags, there's no question. But you missed this. Last week was really funny, so I'm going to tell the story. So we were talking about the zombie apocalypse, and we are talking about what happens when, and we were talking about getting ready and like prepping or like doomsday preppers, whatever. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, who gives a shit? And they're like, oh, well, you got to be prepared. I'm like, okay, but eventually you're going to run out. Eventually you're going to run out of water, you know, electricity, whatever, right? And I was like, how far is this fucking shit going to take you? And Liv just like off the cusp goes, well, for Christian, it's like 300 miles. Oh my God.
Until your battery runs out.
Oh my goodness gracious. But yeah, I mean, like, there are so many little things, even just as we say that now, like what would happen if, if my house burnt down today? Like, what would I do? Interesting factoid. The dog has an air tag on his collar, because if he ever got away. But like, what if you didn't have that and you had a house burned down and the dog jumped out the window or ran out or whatever? What if the 5-year-old let the dog out to evade the fire, and then you can't find the dog? You know what I mean? Like, there's these tiny little things that you could just readjust every single day. Every single day. Forever, Christian. Forever.
1% better.
1%. Boom. Yeah. But like, the argument, because it is an argument, is like, why all the time we're striving to be perfect, we're striving to have this structure, well, for some people they fucking need it, for other people they don't want it, but you always need to get 1% better.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Boom.
All I said was that thing reminded me of David Goggins.
Speaking of which, our book came out. It's a weird book.
Liv picked it.
I did pick it.
I haven't even looked into it yet.
I already bought it.
I'm moving away from self-help. We're done with helping ourselves. Instead, we're going to think about if we have free will or not.
I love it. I love it. I read the description for like a half a second, and then I just bought it. Because it's kind of like, that's what book club is supposed to be about, right? Like, learning new shit and different stuff and looking at a different perspective. And this is about, I don't know, the history, looking towards the history of the future.
Yeah, it's about like the future, and like basically if like you think like where humanity is going, like as a species, like are we doomed? Are we gonna be robots?
That's like such a you book.
I know.
I love it.
I feel like my mind is gonna be real fucking, like, this is gonna be a hard one to read.
It's dense.
Because, like, I fucking already think about that
She
shit.
said, oh, it's dense.
It's dense.
Well, but the problem is...
I thought about not even doing it, because I'm like, I don't even know if it's possible to read in 3 weeks.
Yeah, the problem is that
I'll tell you what, it's possible
and then
to
I like
listen
think
to.
about, and then I read, and then I think about, and then I read again, and then I think about, and I'm like, okay, I just finished 1 chapter. People are like, what? I'm like, yeah, I had to read it 3 times, right? Like, because I think about it so much. And this one seems like one that's going to be a thought process book.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's good though.
But alas.
Do you feel like you're optimizing your schedule, Christian?
I feel like
to have fulfillment along with improvement to your 1% every day?
I would say so. I mean, I write things down in the morning sometimes. I read before I go to bed. I
love that you said sometimes.
But I mean, like, the thing, there's like filling up your schedule with too much shit. Like, that's what I did in the beginning of the year.
Dre's like, are you having optimization of your schedule? And you're like, well, yeah, I mean, sometimes I pay attention to it, but sometimes I don't.
In the beginning of the year, I had so much shit on my calendar, like by the minute, by the hour, like I had to be doing this next activity. And then if I was a minute late, I was worried about why was I a minute late rather than just doing the next activity. So like now, like whenever I'm prospecting, I just know like if there's nothing in my calendar, all right, I'll sneak in an hour of power, or like I kind of just know my prospecting hours in a sense. They're not written down. So if I'm a couple minutes behind, I'm not freaking out about why I was behind. I can just focus on that activity, be like, okay, now I'm ready to do that. And then I can do it for whatever time or make X amount of contacts, and rather than worry about all these other outside things. But it's not just for prospecting. I'd say it's for everything else.
Yeah.
I think that you are over worried about like the structure for whatever reason. Like, if I don't leave at 3:52, then I'm going to be 7 minutes late to get to such and such, and the traffic is X percentage worse. And then what if I'm late to such and such a thing? And then it's like...
But there's nothing wrong with being aware of how you respond to your schedule. And I think that's
agreed.
The reason that you need to like reevaluate and like reconfigure your schedule to fit who you are. You know, if you know that you're a worrisome person, block out 15 minutes before, 15 minutes after anything that is in your schedule to leave room.
I don't know if it's worrisome, just like parts of me, I feel like I'm a perfectionist. So like
yeah,
I have to be on time with
you're just extra aware.
Yeah. So then it like takes away from me actually doing the activity.
Remember?
Yeah.
Your word of the year.
Yes.
What is it?
Give me 1 second.
I had to look it up too, so it works out well. Son of a biscuit.
Wait.
I feel like I know what it is.
No, hold on. I know it. Don't look at me.
Mine now. Like hologram.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
It's not proactive.
It is not proactive. That would be like probiotic.
Does it start with a P?
They all started with a P.
Did they?
Yeah.
Perceive. No.
I think I know what it is, but can I say it? Is it
Long pause. Where's the do? Wait. Maybe we can get it this way. Ready?
It's the
Okay, well we're failing miserably here. Is it perseverance?
perseverance. Yes.
You're welcome.
I was like, it's to
Oh yeah.
keep going.
To keep going. Anyway, so I think that resonates deeply. So to persevere resonates deeply with your schedule, in my opinion. I think that if you're not constantly looking at your schedule and reevaluating and moving things and shaking things.
I think there's also a huge value, at least for me in my life, to not have like my reflection time penciled in the calendar. Like living my life by like, you have to do this at this time. You have to do this at this time. Granted, there are things that you need to do by that time, but like, do you always have to have reflection at this time, right? Rather than it coming like natural or like
time out. Wait.
Okay.
So why don't you do like a self time? Like not self-help time, but like self-help in the sense if it's riding your motorcycle or reading.
That's like me.
So I have those practices in place. Like if I get my hour of power done, okay, I can take on my bike. If I do these other
listen to me. Do you or do you not set an alarm?
I do.
Just to wake up?
I do.
Does it say wake up?
No.
Does your calendar say wake up?
Oh.
Okay. Well, what are you doing at that moment?
Waking up.
What does your calendar say that you should be doing right now?
Nothing.
Oh, naughty Kool-Aid.
Naughty.
All right. So then if you have your wake up, what's the next thing that you do when you get out of bed?
Probably drink some water, go to the bathroom.
Drink some water, go to the bathroom. Is that on your calendar?
No.
Okay. Then what do you do?
I don't like where you're going with this.
Why not?
Because it's always that you always take us down this fucking path. And you're like, boom, mic drop. And then you're like, argument done.
Just
but like
play along.
think about it. Just think about it.
After I
do you go to bed on Monday through Friday after midnight?
No.
Before midnight.
Yeah.
So do you wake up after 6 a.m. or before 6 a.m.?
Depends.
Every day, Monday through Friday?
It's either before or after 6 a.m. It just depends.
Well, but like, what's your normal schedule?
I normally wake up at between 6:30 and 7.
Okay, so after 6 a.m.
Yeah.
So between 12 and 6, Monday through Friday, you could put in your calendar sleep time.
Yeah.
Okay.
But is there any value there?
Wait. So then between 6 and what time do you get to the office every day?
9:15.
6 and 9:15. Could you put in the calendar like morning routine?
You could, but I don't like. What happened?
Then-
we always get into this conversation because then what if something interrupts that morning routine? They're like, "Oh fuck, I didn't get to finish my."
Then you change it.
For that day.
Okay. I've already expressed that I have changed this stuff.
No. What I'm saying is like if you lumped them together and you were like morning routine. So if today I don't get to eat breakfast because I'm running out of the house because I have to get to an appointment before I go to my office at 9:15. Okay, my morning routine got a little fucked up. But whatever, tomorrow my morning routine is still there.
Yeah, but I found that just for me, it's different. Like if I don't achieve that morning routine, I look at it as like, damn, I didn't get to do that. Granted, if that week I was able to do it 6 other times and hit it, having the reminder of the one that I wasn't able to do just like fucks my head sometimes.
Not sure that I follow. Like I
okay, so we have this idea of like
he rather have a consistent schedule every week that he doesn't have to adjust rather than adjusting per day if something interrupts the consistent schedule.
You're still gonna wake up. You're still going to check the phone, drink the water, go downstairs, open the garage, plug in the car.
Yeah,
You're
but
still
we
going
also
to do the same thing.
I get it. We're missing the fact that the way that everyone operates individually and runs their life and what's good for someone else isn't always good for the other person.
That has nothing to do with it.
It totally does. Because my mindset
no.
towards missing that one thing or not having it go the way that I think it should or that whatever, it'll fuck with my head. It might not for you.
But like, think about it.
Do you think
you still have to go to sleep?
Do you think that quality of yourself is something that helps you or harms you?
Why do I feel like I'm talking to like like I'm being interviewed, but like talking to a therapist right now on camera, and then we're just gonna put this on Spotify?
I feel like there's 2 therapists in 2 different rooms, and one's like, "Well, so share with me about that." And then, do you think that that's good for you?
Mike's like, "No, listen to me. No, fuck you."
But like, think about it. Literally, like your thought process aligned with your calendar makes a lot of sense. You don't want to fail at doing things because if you miss doing things, then you feel an obligation to reschedule them or do them. But like, there are certain things that you're going to do no matter what.
But okay, so maybe I come at it in a different way. Again, like I have all my like goals and things that I want to do written on my mirror. So like it becomes a part of my life. If I need to adjust accordingly, whether it be daily or weekly, to do something like that, because I'm waking up, seeing it every day, getting dressed in the mirror, looking at it, like.
Well, that wasn't even in your morning routine.
Here's another thing. We're attaching that to morning routine. When is it a part of like?
No,
it just is what it is.
My point is that you're going to wake up. You're going to get dressed. You're going to do certain things.
I hope one person that watches Jeff Bisker can relate to me because this is my fucking last hope right now.
Yeah, but like think about it.
Jeff, please help me out here, dog. I need something.
Think about it. If you said, I need to eat breakfast every single day or it's going to fuck up my day. Whether it's in your calendar, it's not in your calendar, it's going to fuck up your day if you don't eat breakfast. So if you put it in your calendar, what are you, like doubly upset now?
Yes, that's what he's saying.
Essentially. I can be doubly upset.
Back to my question. Do you think that your thought process is helpful or harmful to you?
My thought process of
how you view that specific,
like if everything's in the calendar by the minute,
no,
or the other way where I can like
the
adjust.
action of feeling upset or feeling like overwhelmed.
Do I think that's a problem?
Is it something that you think helps you or harms you?
Well, the way that I have it now, I think it helps me.
You think the thought process of you being upset if you...
No, not being upset. The way that I'm running my life...
business.
Or life in general right now, like having my own time to reflect rather than having in the calendar, like you need to do this right now. Like if I know I need to do it, like I'll do it and there'll be a time for it, but having it always penciled in at the same time and it like being forced to happen rather than let something come naturally is what like... Granted, when I was on my Goggins kick, like I was 110% about it. But like right now with some of the readings that I've come across, it's like finding out your identity and finding out what works for you and what doesn't. You're not the person that's going to run 100 miles. You're not the person that's going to run 100 miles in 24 hours. I'm probably not that person. But like I did enjoy working out. I did doing these other things.
Fuck no.
Now I'm like, let's go. Fucking
That's how I was living my life, and at the time, like I found enjoyment out of it. But then when I hurt my back, like everything changed. So now, like I have had to restructure my life, my calendar, everything, to fit my life now.
Do you feel like you made your calendar to comfort you more? To comfort your way of thinking? Or
I think to get the same fulfillment that I was before. Yeah.
That's good.
I don't know if I would say comfort. It's kind of like weird.
I think fulfillment is comfort.
Maybe. I don't know.
I'm loving this. I'm just like in the back of my head, right? I genuinely think that if we're not considering all of the things that you brought up, we're not.
I also want to know.
forward.
Okay, I also want to know if that lady that was giving that has those things in her calendar.
Fuck no, she doesn't.
Right. That's also my fucking point and what irritates me.
Oh,
everything is a lot easier said than done. Like there is a reason why there's that saying. Like everything is easier said than done.
I know.
But there's nothing wrong with people make a living off of coaching other people when they don't even follow their own
And my
advice.
point was,
Which I think is bullshit.
People make a living. People make a living.
No, because I know what you're gonna say.
No.
Fucking Andy Reid out there throwing touchdown passes, but he's meant for coaching.
But like the point is that you don't take everything that they say and input it into your life.
But I think
But
that's
you take
how it's.
some of the reevaluation.
But I think that's how it's presented.
Well, yeah, duh.
But it's how it
Because
but
they're
it matters,
full of themselves.
Yeah, but it matters how it's received with you. Like how are you receiving that information?
All right, thanks for joining me. You can find me on Instagram at.
Jeez Louise. For me personally, I feel like there's opportunity to continue to grow. I think that I have done so much of like a fucking 720. Like I'm fucking over here skating on the skate park, getting change in my life from when I started to where I am today. Like I remember having difficulty getting to the office consistently at 10 a.m. I remember having difficulty getting to the office consistently at 9:30. Like that was a non-existence because I was like, oh, I'm going to do 9:30. It wasn't until I committed to like 8:30 that I went from 10 a.m. consistently every day to 8:30 every day.
Well, I think a good like takeaway is like everything in life, whether it be your professional life, your social life, anything. It's not one size fits all, or like even real estate, right? Like,
well, yeah.
Okay, why do you say it like that?
No, I mean, like, I agree with you, like, obviously.
But I don't like it because we just went on this whole thing. Like,
what's like going through my head
the entire time?
What's going through my head is that it's fucking wild. Like, 2023, definitely this is like the topic of conversation, right? But it's fucking wild that in no other industry that I'm aware of, right? No other industry is there so much self-directed growth and development that we're fucking thrown out here on our own. Like 25, 6, 5?
25.
25, right? 27, 6,
26.
9, 50, right? 36, lives 27, 27, I got you, right? We have so many different things going on at different age groups. John's 33. Like, there's all these different people, and there's never-ending change to our life. And it's our own direction that, like, you could be 20. Like these guys that Tom Ferry puts up on stage and they're like 20 years old. And they're like, oh my God, I'm so successful. And I'm like, yeah, you sat in the back of the car while your dad fucking made phone calls for your entire fucking life. If I had somebody teaching me role play and dialogue for my whole fucking life, I would be so successful at 22. But it took me a long time to get there, to learn that skill, to grow that like ingrained ability to put one foot in front of the other.
The awareness.
And grow myself.
Yeah.
But I think like Christian's just like super inundated, but that's not the word. Like, what is the word when you're like overstimulated? Yeah. Right?
Never
like
mind.
just so overstimulated with fucking constant self-improvement. And that's why Liv chose this fucking book on the galaxies that's going to
hopefully I
fucking
like
take
it.
over.
I'm excited.
He's gonna fucking like shoot himself after he fucking reads this book.
What I think is...
He's gonna not only worry about his life, but the fucking universe now. So like, that's great.
Taking on more problems than I need.
What I think is if we're not constantly reevaluating our position, whether it's our financial position, our home equity, our fuck, we just had our home buyer event. How many people at the home buyer event were just sitting there saying like, oh, it's going to be a couple of years before I buy? Like people say this shit all the time for no logical reason other than they're not evaluating where they are every day. Whether it's not having our fucking morning routine in our calendar. I won't even say Christian's name because, oh my God, right?
Okay.
Or whether it's like having the morning routine and like flip, flop, like all these difficulties. Instead of reevaluating, we just like set our mind to a certain standard. Oh, we have to wake up by 6:30? What time do you get up? Every day.
I get up at 7:30.
7:30? Okay. What if it was 9? Is that a problem? Like there's tons of people that get up at 3 in the afternoon. But that's the way their life works. That's their expectation. There's no standard here, which is why it's like fucking crazy that we're in an industry full of fucking standards. What's the standard? There is no standard.
Oh, don't get Mike started on the industry standard.
To end the podcast, I want to go off of what we talked about earlier, kind of Rob Deerdeck's scale. Yeah. How do you guys so far feel like you're running your business? I'm going to rate myself at a strong 6.
Oh, God. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
Why me?
Because I'm thinking.
Okay, I'm thinking. My business, I would say, I'm fucked with your 6. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I was thinking like 5.5.
I was thinking probably 5 or 6.
But I think it's wild because like the reasons that I'm feeling like a 5.5 and not a 7 are wildly different than what you're feeling. And like there's nothing about success or money or like it has nothing to do with that.
No, it's not an actual scale, it's a self scale.
It's a self scale. It's like how you view yourself. And it's interesting because anytime people say, oh, rate this from 1 to 10, if you're a 10, a 9 or a 1 or a 2, you're a douche. Period. I don't care who the fuck you are, in what capacity. How happy are you with your financial success? And you're like, I'm a 10. I make millions of dollars every year. Who cares? Like, what if you could make billions of dollars every year? One of the smartest things anybody ever told me was, I asked at what point in your life did you feel you were successful? And they said, well, I'm not. And I said, okay, well, but at this point you've done X, Y, and Z. You've done so many things. You've accomplished so many things. You're successful in the eyes of so many people. At what point in your life would you feel like you became that way to your childhood version of yourself? And his response was, I'm not successful. Because when I started in this business, I made my first $1 million when I was 26, back in the 90s. Like that was fucking young. And that was a crazy amount of money. But now today, there's people that are making billions. So instead of feeling like, oh, I'm a 10, I've got fucking X amount of hundreds of millions of dollars worth of my net worth, he's constantly saying, wow, there's so much more that I can improve. And yeah, you can be really, really, really happy. Like, hey, on our fucking circle of life scale, you could be a 7, an 8, a 9 in one way of your life. But like when you look at something as general as like your business, fuck me. There's certain things about our business that I'm a fucking 7, 8, 9, 10. Maybe not 10. But there's so many things that I'm like, 1, we suck at that. I need to get way better at this. We need to level up on this. So like when you average it all, I'm lucky to be a 5.5.
Yeah.
I think I'm really lucky to be a 5.5, to be honest with you.
Christian?
I have no comment on the 5 or 6.
What? No comments after all that.
Yeah.
Meow, 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 meow. We're going to work on my morning routine because I need to improve it to get to Christian's level. That's all I'm saying.
Do you have your hot shower in the calendar?
No.
Do you have your 2 eggs in the calendar?
No.
Alrighty, we ready.
But my morning routine should be in the calendar.
I gotta make some phone calls.
Biddy, did you see me silence my phone call? Bang.
Dang.
You got more money in your bank though.
No. I think the key is to reevaluate. And so like maybe I should be putting like morning routine in the calendar. Maybe I should be doing XYZ. But there's other things that like I take reverence into, like fucking playing cards and video games till 1 a.m. with my friends. I still have certain responsibilities, but like if I can't take a shower in the morning, I'll be all right. Boop, 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 boop.
Nice.
I don't know what that means. Anyway, all right. Well, you guys always know where you can reach me at frankoliverco.com. Make sure you check out our blog today on under additional resources. I think it is additional resources. And then blog, you can get all the information about the market stats here in Maryland and learn a little bit more about your personal situation. But always, always, always reach out to Big Andrea, Christian, and myself to get an annual equity review and learn more about your actual housing value. Bang. Got it. Bye-bye.
What the fuck was that?
Crush.